In this recording in a series of templates, we're going to show you different ways you can actually utilize your templates, and we'll also go a little bit into the template settings. Now, let's first take a look at different ways we can use templates. I have right now over here a list of all my templates, as I've shown you before. What I can do with any one of these drag and drop templates, I can take it and drag it to my CAM tree. If I drag it here and just let go, it will open up, ask me if I want to define a geometry here or give it levels. I'm just going to say okay. And when I do that, it creates a new operation, and then it waits for me basically to fill in the blanks, such as the geometry. I can go in here and pick, say, this geometry over here. The tool is already defined inside the template, so I do not need that. And in this particular case, the levels was taken automatically from the floor that I created. And all I have to do now is save and calculate. Remember, everything that was in here was exactly how I set up my template. Another way to use a template is as follows. If you'll note, we have here something called stored geometries. Inside stored geometries, we have all different types of geometries that we may have used in the past and have deleted the operation so they stay in the stored, or they were created for some purpose but were not used at the end. But we still have all these geometries. So let's say I'd like to go to this geometry over here, and I'd like to put a pocket onto that geometry. I can just take this template and drag it directly to the geometry itself. Drop it there. And we have the operation created just by dragging it to the geometry. Now, let's take a look at the different settings that we have for templates. Let me close the part, and I'm going to go into the SolidCAM settings, and we'll go to templates, default templates. You'll note the first thing is as follows. This is the default location of where my templates are being stored and the templates where I want to use them from. That does not mean I have to use this when I'm in the operation. I'll show you that at a different point also. The reason why we have different template locations is I may want to store templates for aluminum in one location and for stainless steel in another location. This way I have different templates for different types of materials or for different types of machines. Now, if we go further down, we have our operations. And you'll know right now I have the 2.5D milling operations, and we see that we have checkboxes. If I open up a checkbox, say face milling, I can choose a default template that I want to have for face milling. When I create a new part, every single time I do a face mill operation, it will automatically come up with this template already in it. It may include the tool, may not include the tool, depending how you set up your template. That's basically how you can use your templates. Now, let me go out of here for another moment, bring up the last part, and again about which templates to use from the default location. If we take a look over here, this is the default location that I have. But again, over here, I can change which templates I want to use. I can go over here, then I'll have a different set of templates. Going back over here, the templates that I originally have. So you can go back and forth using different types of templates. Another way to use a drag and drop template is not actually using a template itself. Each operation that you have here actually can turn it to its own template. For example, this operation, I have a pocket operation doing this area. I can take that operation and drag it to this surface. There, what happens now is that this pocket now has an operation based exactly on what was inside this operation, whether it would be the offsets, the tools, everything that was in here is now also in this next operation. And remember, every single operation that you create from a template does not mean you have to leave it that way. I can always go back in here and make any kind of edits I want and chase anything that I want inside here, whether it be technology changes or whatever changes I may want to make. This concludes our recordings on the templates.